Welcome back to my channel. My name is Frank, this is LaughNapkin, and today we'll be looking at a couple stories from r/EntitledParents. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. How my mother Karened my bunny to death. This story is about something my mother did that absolutely infuriated me. I love my mom to bits, and we are very close, but she has had a few Karen moments that make me facepalm hard enough to leave permanent fingerprints on my forehead. When I turned 19, my best friend gave me the most wonderful present, a tiny little bunny rabbit called a mini lop. She was so little that she sat in the palm of my hand as a fully grown rabbit. Now, most bunnies are a-holes, but Babs wasn't. She was a people bunny. She would sit on my shoulder and nuzzle my neck. She gave kisses to people she knew and liked. She even would walk around the yard on a leash and harness. I loved to take her on outings. A bunny on a leash is quite the novelty, especially one so tiny. People would always stop to play with her. Watching Babs go for a walk would make even the hardest-hearted Karen smile. She was so small that her hops made her look like she was on springs, and her ears hung straight down and dragged on the ground as she rabbited around the yard. When Babs was given to me, I wanted to be a good pet mom, so I went to the pet store and bought a book on rabbit care. This was back in the Stone Age, before Google or even Yahoo search. I learned a lot about rabbits, especially about how sensitive they are to heat, and how they should never be left outside in the sun without a significant way of cooling themselves. I was told that Babs was more sensitive than other breeds of bunnies because of her small size. She was also very easily frightened by loud noises and boisterous behavior. One day, my mom had a leak in the roof repaired. When I got home, poor Babs was trembling all over. I had to give her extra cuddles to calm her down. When I first adopted my bunny, I was living with a friend in my first college apartment. When I came back home for the summer, I brought Babs with me in her cage. My room was in the basement and separated from the rest of the house, so Babs wouldn't bother anyone. I gave my mother and brother strict instructions not to touch Babs. I would feed and walk her, clean her cage, and take care of her when I was home. When I wasn't home, she would be fine. She was used to being alone for long periods of time because of my schooling, and she had toys and an exercise wheel in her cage. I came home from work one day, and Babs' cage was out in the yard. She had the type of cage with a wire top and plastic bottom, so my mother got the bright idea to take her outside and put her in the grass, and just set the wire part of the cage down so Babs could play in the grass. Now, this was super dangerous for 3 reasons. 1. Babs was small, but she could hop with great energy. If she hopped against the cage, or if another animal came along and scared her, the wire covering could easily topple over. 2. It was hot outside, and Babs needed more than shade. The book said to freeze a bottle of water and leave it with the bunny if it was hot out. 3. Our neighbors had dogs and cats, which roamed the neighborhood fairly freely. I know about leash laws, but this was the early 90s, and we lived in a very secluded area. Not quite country, but definitely not within city limits. I begged with my mother. I pleaded with her. I did everything I knew of to get her to leave Babs alone, but she was such a Karen about it. Even though I'd done all the research and she had not, and communicated with the pet store personnel and vets about what was best for Babs, she was convinced that she knew better. Leaving Babs in her cage was cruel. It was inhumane. It was animal abuse. Day after day, I would come home and find my poor bunny outside, terrified and overheated. She would bury her little face in my neck when I rescued her, and just sit there shivering. One day, the unthinkable happened. I came home to find Babs out in the yard in her cage. This time, my mother had put her entire cage outside. Apparently, an animal had gotten curious, or something had happened to frighten Babs very badly. She had, in her desperation to get away from the threat, somehow squeezed her head between the cage door and the wire mesh and hung herself. I can't even begin to think how terrible her last minutes were and how she must have suffered. How's that for animal abuse, Mom? I was devastated. I buried my poor little bunny all by myself in my neighbor's garden and didn't speak to my mom for 3 days. I'm still a little bitter about it, as you can see. Rest in peace, Babs. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for this bunny. OP's mom, why did you do this? Entitled mom demands I pay for her coffee and give her entitled kid my cookie. It's another day in the Netherlands where the weather is either too hot or it's raining. And right now, it's raining. That's why I decided to go to a coffee place I haven't really visited in a while. As I eat there, I noticed my Nana walking by with my youngest niece. We chatted for a while, and when our coffee and tea arrived, I gave my cookie to my niece. As stated in an earlier post, I'm cutting low on carbs. We chatted for a while, and after a few minutes, I paid for my Nan's drink and she left, as she and my niece were getting picked up by my uncle. Cue for the entitled mother and entitled kid to step in. My second latte arrived, and the following conversation goes like this. Entitled mom, there's my coffee. The lady tried to reach for the cup. The waiter and me looked confused. Waiter, I'm sorry, but this young lady ordered it. Entitled kid, Mom, I want the cookie. The entitled kid is now reaching for the plate as well. Me, I'm sorry, but I ordered this coffee. Entitled mom, but you gave that other woman and kid tea as well. She reaches for the plate again. Me, they are my relatives, and it's my money. Entitled mom, you clearly look like you can afford it. Now give it to me. At this point, the manager arrives, and the entitled mom starts yapping how I owe her coffee, and how I should be removed from the cafe. The manager just laughs it off. Manager, lady, what you're saying is ridiculous. Why do you even think it's okay to demand that a stranger, let alone a minor, pays for your coffee? I'm letting you off with the warning if you leave her alone. The entitled mom huffs and walks back to her table, thank God. Manager, sorry, OP. How are you doing? Did your surgery go well? Me, yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, manager. Manager, that's good to hear. Tell your grandma I said hi. Also, here's a coupon for a free coffee. Manager slides me a coupon, and I thank him while I watch entitled mom fuming at her table. Needless to say, I thought to myself, screw my diet. And now I am slowly eating the cookie and sipping my coffee, enjoying how it completely pisses off the entitled mom while I write this post. Sorry, no exciting ending like her getting kicked out or getting arrested. She pissed me off and got a warning from the manager. Oh, come on, manager. You should have booted her. Kicked her out. Bye, Felicia. Come on. I expected better of you. Entitled mom tries to get a full refund and a free meal. Fails spectacularly. Let's get some important background info first. I am a manager at a certain fast food chain. The day that this happened, I was wearing a crew shirt over my manager uniform as I was doing some deep cleaning in the store. This is important, so don't forget. Originally, I was not scheduled to work that day, but offered to come in and help to get ready for a visit from upper management. You ready? Let's start. Entitled mom walks into the store, visibly angered. Me, hello, what can I do for you today? You idiots gave me 5 napkins instead of 4. You guys are lazy and sloppy. I'm sorry that you received 5 napkins instead of 4. The crew has been crazy busy tonight and have been getting out orders as quickly and accurately as they can. These things happen from time to time, and I'm sorry that you're displeased with our service. At this point, I was pissed. Insulting the crew and being completely unreasonable over a single napkin wasn't very mature. However, I still stayed calm and didn't let her know I was frustrated. Entitled mom, I demand a full refund and a free meal right now. Ma'am, I'm afraid I can't do that as nothing of value has been lost. If you fill out the feedback section of your receipt, you can receive a discount on your next purchase. I will not have it. You little craps give free stuff to other customers. I was boiling inside. At this point, she was drawing attention and being a nuisance to all the other customers. But as before, I showed no aggression. Me: "Ma'am, I am really sorry, but in those cases a customer was either overcharged or a mistake on their food order had been made." "I'm done. I don't give a crap what you have to say, jerkwad. Get me a manager now." This was it. The best power move I'd ever make. Right in front of her, I took off the crew shirt to reveal my manager shirt. "Hi, I'm the manager, and like I said, I will not give you a refund or a free meal, especially after you berated my coworkers like that. I ask that if you are not going to purchase anything, that you leave the store. Thank you, and have a nice day." The entitled mom's face became pale and had to look a horror. Needless to say, she quickly left the store. Never been back since. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Working in the line of food service can be tough, and I'll always have respect for those who do it. Yes, kick her out. I mean, who the hell complains about napkins anyway? Lady sounded crazy. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. That was r/EntitledParents. Go ahead and check out the user's post below. Links are in the description. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button because that helps me out a lot. Yeah, subscribe to my content. Maybe you want to subscribe, maybe you don't. I think you do. So subscribe to my content and I'll see you guys tomorrow.